Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Wrestling Road Ragers of all ages, welcome to a special Impact Wrestling edition of Wrestling Road Rage. Today, we are going to be making predictions for the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view Redemption. And yes, I said we, but as you can see, I have no one beside me. And although no other physical being is here, you will hear the sound of a man some of you may know on Twitter as New Age of PW. Others may know him as BT Invasion. Some of you may know him, like I do, as Mr. Steal Your Bunny. BT, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
That's it. Alright, so let's start off with the most recently announced match. That is Aerostar versus Drago. Straight out of Lucha Underground awesomeness. Who you got, BT?
I'm gonna say Drago for this match, just because I feel like he had a more impressive showing when they featured him on the tapings.
See, I'm gonna go with that one. One thing I'm really curious about for it is the last time we kind of saw Drago as part of Impact, he was more of a face.
Yeah, that's
last
true.
we saw him on Lucha Underground, which this is technically a Lucha Underground match, he was a heel as part of the Reptile clan. Yes?
Yeah.
So, curious, are we going to get face Drago, or are we going to get the heel Drago?
Drago, I just feel like he was heavily featured, because he was at the tapings. He was in the
Drago,
X Cup.
Yeah, he was part of the Super X Cup.
So, I just feel like he has a better introduction to, like, Impact fans, to where... I mean, this will be a good match to get people introduced to Aerostar, but I just feel like Drago's much more popular to the Impact fan base.
Most likely, he will be more connected to those in the Impact Zone, having been there previously.
Yeah.
Alright, let's hit up this. And, I like a lot of people in the match. This feels really random. It's a 6-person match. It is Taiji Ishimori versus Desmond Xavier versus El Hijo del Fantasma versus DJZ versus Trevor Lee. Now, with those 5, that feels like an awesome X Division match. But now we have the 6th person, and that is the Machine, Brian Cage, tossed in. Brian Cage gonna kill these guys. DJZ, welcome back. We've missed you, but damn. BT, what do you think? Any of the X Division guys gonna have a chance?
I have kind of like a bold prediction, but it's like aftermath. Like
Bold
I
prediction.
feel like Cage is definitely gonna win, but I'm gonna say that after the match, this is kind of what I'm hoping is gonna happen too. But like they're featuring a good amount of Lucha Underground guys, so I'm hoping Jeff Cobb or I'm hoping he shows up. They do like a face-off.
No, I don't want Jeff Cobb. I want the Monster Matanza to make his way into the Impact Zone.
I think that'd be like a great visual to have like all these like X Division based guys, except like I feel like Phantasma is like arguably X Division. Like he's not.
Well,
like,
remember,
a lot of the other guys is smaller.
Remember, it's not 205.
Yeah.
The X Division was built on a no limits division.
Yeah.
So by that standard, I mean Brian Cage is X Division. He gets extreme. He can get a little lucha. But the Monster Matanza, oh yes.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great visual. Like after the end of the match, like Cage, if he wins, like and Matanza comes out and like they do a face-off. That would be a cool moment. That would be a really cool moment. All right. Speaking of cool moments. Let's go to the match that could break your heart. Stop.
It is the Knockouts Championship match as the champion, Allie. Which I'm not straying far from this. I'm gonna call her Mrs. Impact Wrestling right now.
I I don't argue with that.
Of course you wouldn't. I'll get back on that judgment of mine in a minute. But it is going to be Allie defending the championship against Su Yung, who is a newcomer to Impact Wrestling, the Undead Bride herself. I've known Sue for a while, as far as in-ring work and whatnot, but you know what? I'm not going against the Bunny Power. And if you go against the Bunny Power, it's recorded of audio proof of you going against Bunny Power.
I'm glad you didn't go against the Bunny Power, because if not, I was going to have to, like, stop doing this.
Uh-huh.
There would have been a feud.
He'd have hung up on me right there, into the call.
No, I definitely think, alright, so I've seen people online say they really want Sue to win, which infuriates me, but putting my biases aside, I just feel like Sue, she just got into the company, she has so much to do,
Right.
I feel like she needs a little bit more time to establish herself to the viewers that might not know her from her independent work.
Right. See, that's how I feel. Sue just came in, this is her first feud that they're tossing her into.
Plus, like, I just feel like Allie's first title win was it was a week long, and then she comes so far, wins the belt again, and then to have it last not even that long and not even that many title defenses, I just feel like that would hurt her more than anything else. I feel like Sue could take a loss and they could progress further.
Of course, especially no matter how they work it, they can work it off where Sue's still going to come out looking strong.
Yeah.
But now, back to my statement of Allie being Mrs. Impact Wrestling. Is throughout the course of TNA Impact Wrestling, there's always a knockout or pair of knockouts who kind of stand up above all the others. While the division is phenomenal no matter who's there, there's always someone else that's kind of up at the top. You can start back with Gail Kim. She was on top of the division when they introduced the title belt. First pair, when you think of TNA and you think of the Knockouts division, Velvet Sky and Angelina Love, the beautiful people, are the first ones that come to mind also.
True.
So I'm going to say, towards the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, the Knockouts that helped define the division, Rosemary and Allie. Team Demon.
Yeah, without a doubt.
They're the two right now. When you think of the Knockouts division, I mean, I love Sienna and the others there, but Rosemary and Allie are the first ones that come to mind.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the thing with Allie, too, is, like, if they keep the belt on her, I feel like they could start to... I mean, they could go in so many directions just with Allie and Rosemary. They could either keep the partnership between them two, or they could finally, like, indulge in that feud.
Pull the trigger on the feud.
Yeah, that they had in Smash. And I don't know, like, I know some of the people that I've talked to online, they haven't seen all of that feud. They've only seen, like, 1 or 2 matches, or maybe one match, or they just heard, like, people highly rate their feud. But, like, I've watched the majority of the matches in that feud, and it's just incredible. So they can definitely, if they pull the trigger on that, they have to be careful, I feel. But, like, Allie and Rosemary definitely will tear the house down if they do something like that.
Alright, so next up, it's going to be a special House of Hardcore match. 6-person tag team. It is Ohio versus everything. Dave Christ, Jake Christ, and Sami Callihan versus Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Mr. House of Hardcore himself, Tommy Dreamer. I'm actually a little torn on this one. With all the respect I have for Tommy Dreamer, Eddie Edwards, Moose, I feel like this is a match, especially when you consider how much Sammy has been hyped, how much he's been talked about ever since the whole bat to chair to eye on Eddie.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be a big thing for OVE to walk out with the win.
Yeah, that's true.
But I know you bleed a little wolf blood.
Well, the thing is, I think Sammy is highly benefited from this feud, and that's not a bad thing. On the other hand, I do think that OVE has hurt a little bit from this. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but I just feel like that Dave and Jake have hurt a little bit, because
they're kind of on the sideline right now. they're still doing
like,
matches, but they're not like going for the titles. They're not in contendership. They're just there as assisting Sammy.
Right. And I liked what they were doing in the beginning where they like attacked Lashley. I thought that was kind of a wise move to take OVE in. And I feel like they should have continued with that, at least with Dave and Jake, and then maybe kept like Sammy doing his thing, because the spotlight's definitely on Sammy and they have to run with that.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand too, like if you think about it, this whole feud has been all Sammy for the most part. It's been like him constantly getting over on Eddie. And I feel like a win for Eddie would be big. I mean, Moose isn't heavily in this feud, so I mean...
Right.
And the same thing with Tommy. I feel like this obviously probably just going to be a one-off. So it doesn't hurt them as much, but I don't know. I just feel like if... I'm kind of torn too, but like I just feel like Eddie hasn't gotten that much of the spotlight where he definitely can. Like I think people... They always say, like, oh, Eddie doesn't have personality, doesn't have this, doesn't have that, and Sammy's really found a good personality for himself.
Yeah.
But the one thing Eddie can do is put on, like, a really great series of matches. You can put him in match after match after match, and he'll bring it every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's why he should win maybe Sunday, because, like, this is going to be a really good match. It's going to be intense.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like this could be the perfect opportunity to make it more of a balanced feud between the two.
Speaking of making it a good opportunity, Impact, I'm begging you. This whole Tommy Dreamer got added when Alicia stepped foot in the ring.
Yeah.
Let Alicia be there with Eddie. Because I know somebody that could be in the corner for OVE. And a little bit of havoc would be unleashed.
I agree with that.
Just saying.
I've seen people debate that, of course. I think that would be another great move, though.
Alright. The tag team titles are on the line. It is the champions, LAX, versus the namer of dummies himself, Eli Drake, and Scott Steiner, because he needs a paycheck. No disrespect to Steiner, I just feel like there's other people that could have been partnered with Eli to help, help someone else out. But either way, this is going to be a brutal match too.
Yeah.
But you have to remember LAX. I'm curious. Who's going to be in their corner? Conan, Homicide, Diamante, all of them? LAX will have the numbers game heading into there, which is going to be strange because they're the faces going into the match.
Yeah.
See, if it was Eli Drake and any other tag team partner, I would say Eli Drake's going to walk away with the win. But I kind of feel like they just had nothing else going with the tag team titles and the tag team briefcase. That's what brought this match on.
Right.
Now, I could be wrong, because they could end up doing, this airs Sunday. They'll have 4 more nights of tapings taking place after, so they could have Eli and Steiner win the belts and then drop it Monday night just to give Steiner one more title reign. But
yeah,
I'm still going LAX for it.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you on LAX. I think I get why they picked Steiner, because after he appeared on Impact, Twitter blew up over his classic promo.
Yeah.
I definitely think LAX
Just never
should
take
get
math
the win.
Alright. So then next up we have the X Division Championship. It is Matt Sydal, who is the current champion, being challenged by Petey Williams, the Canadian Destroyer. I'm going with Petey for no other reason than the fact that Impact gave Matt Sydal the Grand Championship. He handed it to Josh Matthews, and now I feel like that belt is just being put away to obscurity. And I love that belt so much. I want to give it a good home, Impact. Please. I'll take care of it. It'd be right here when I do these videos for y'all.
I agree with your pick on Petey, definitely. I mean, it's been so long since he held the X Division.
What is it they're saying? It's been like 10 years since he last had a shot at it, or since he last won it. So I think that's what it is. It's going on about 10 years since he last won the belt.
Mm-hmm.
So, damn it, give it to Petey.
Plus, like, the thing with returning Impact guys, like Petey, my main concern is always, like, how are they going to do, because, like, Petey retired for a little bit.
Yeah.
And some of them, like, I mean, depending who you're talking about, some of them take, like, long breaks or whatever. So when he came back, I was kind of nervous. Like, I was excited because, I mean, Petey Williams, if you've watched TNA Impact long enough, like, that's a huge reason to become invested. But when he came back, he definitely came back in, like, a great form.
He came back in shape, powerful, no ring rust.
Yeah, exactly.
Man came back and did phenomenal.
Yeah, so I think that, I mean, and he even, like, had a really good match with Eli in a main event spot. And he showed that he's, like, capable of putting on great matches in the main event. I just feel like he deserves that payoff of being the champ again.
Yeah. Alright, speaking of main event, it is the title collector, Austin Aries, defending not against Alberto Patron, but against Pentagon and Phoenix. Because that triple threat match just seems so much better. I love it.
It is too.
And I am so freaking torn on this match. I like all three of them.
I agree.
Here, my prediction for this one. Most likely because Aries is the only Impact guy in the match, he'll retain. The others have just give a chance because, again, they're taping X amount of episodes afterwards, so they don't have to pay to have anybody fly back or whatnot. Aries could win it back before the taping's done. Because I would love to see Pentagon end up winning it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'm still probably saying Aries, but honestly, no matter who wins here, it's going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah. I'm torn too, because, like, I feel like the logical pick, like, if we were betting, would be Aries, because, like, he's with Impact. But, I don't know, I feel like it would be cool to see Phoenix win it. I mean, I know a lot of people are really big on Penta, but I don't know, I think it would be cool to see Phoenix win it.
Like I said, either way, I'm good. I'll take BT, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone be sure to watch either through Fight Network, however else you can watch the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view this coming Sunday, April 22nd, Redemption. And we'll see you all next time.